Welcome back to Sheldon High School. Game number 2 of this doubleheader. Just found out there's actually a name of this field. It's Tom Bowen Field here at Sheldon High School. I was talking with Joey Kieran earlier this week, and I asked him, I said, hey, do you know if Sheldon actually has a name for their stadium? And he said, not that I know of, but it is Tom Bowen Field. Just went and changed my parking spot because I parked along the street, and I realized once I got here, I really just came to unload all my equipment and then move everything up here, and then I was going to go move the car. What happened was I set everything up on one side of the bleachers and then came to realize that there was no power on that side. They had the power plugged in, like the power box, so I plugged in there, and it didn't have power, at least coming up there. So then I had to switch sides to the other side of the bleachers, which you can see online if you're watching on YouTube at 1490 The Score or at 541radio.com. And so I moved over to the right side of the bleachers because there was also a power box on this side, and I was able to plug in and get power here. So then I had to move everything away from the left side to the right side, and that added another about 20 minutes or so, and so I completely forgot to move my car right before first pitch, and then it was just like, we're rolling with this, and we're hoping that, God prevents a foul ball from hitting our windshield. Thankfully, the windshield is intact, and no foul balls hit it. Actually, earlier this summer, I guess last summer, I was broadcasting with the Springfield Drifters in the West Coast League, and I was in Portland. We had just coming back from a trip out towards Edmonton. We played a 3-game series in Edmonton and then came back, had the Thursday off, and then played on Friday in Portland. And on that Portland Friday game, it was a foul ball that went right into my dad's windshield at Walker Stadium, where the Portland Pickles play, actually where Roseburg ended their season last year. Again, Central Catholic, they also play at Walker Stadium. But a foul ball came and hit the dead center of the windshield for my dad's van. Not very fun. Definitely not fun to deal with a cracked windshield. Thankfully, we do not have a cracked windshield here today. But we do have one win for Roseburg in game number 1, 4-3, the final for the Indians. In game number 1, they are now 10-4 in Southwest Conference play, 15-6 overall in the season. Picked up a big top 10 win in game number 1 against the Irish. And now in game number 2, if they're able to win here in game number 2, they'll actually clinch a spot in the postseason. So both coaches just met at home plate. We'll take 1-minute timeout. When we return, we'll get you today's starting lineups here on 541radio.com and The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Welcome back here for game number 2 of the doubleheader. Special thanks to Roseburg Disposal, our pregame show sponsor. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Matt Jarecki, happy to be with you this afternoon. Just writing in the starting lineups. Just got them a moment ago. Actually got them 2 minutes before we came back from that break. And so not a lot of time to actually write them into my book. But I am writing it in right now. Defensively, though, I can tell you for Sheldon, it's going to be Chase Calling out in left field, Jackson Detzler in center field, Cam Thomas in right field. Jose Leon is the shortstop today, Evan Calling the third baseman, Wyatt Michaels the second baseman, Parker Edwards at first base, and Asher Olson is catching behind the plate. Pitcher today is going to be Eli Wallace. In game number 2, Wallace gets the start, the lengthy right-hander for the Irish. For Roseburg, it's a pretty similar lineup to last game. In fact, the batting order will not change. The only difference is Danner Wirtz is going to be pitching, and Jake Johnson is going to be playing first base. So it's pretty similar to the lineup that we saw in game number 1 as I continue to write it into my scorebook. But Paxton Burke leading things off, followed by Dane St. Clair. Batting third is going to be Cal Robbins. Batting fourth, Jake Johnson. Batting fifth, Luke Robbins. Batting sixth, Danner Wirtz. Batting seventh, A.J. Black. Batting eighth, Fletcher Coleman. And batting ninth is Caden Austin. So, Wallace on the mound. At the plate is Paxton Burke, and the first pitch is on its way, and it's swung on and missed. 0-1. So we get started at 12:30. About 30 minutes later than scheduled here on this Saturday afternoon. Current temperature now 67 degrees as it's warmed up later on this evening. Pitch down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike to Paxton Burke. So Burke leading things off once again. He's going to be the shortstop. Left-handed hitter, had a couple of hits and a couple of RBIs. Swings and fouls this one away toward the third base sign. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Burke. So a good first game for Burke after striking out in his first at-bat. Really battled back and had some good quality at-bats. Takes a breaking ball outside, 2-2. Danner Wirtz is going to get the start here in game number 2. Appeared out of the bullpen in the game on Wednesday against West Salem. 2-2 pitch. Taken low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count now to Burke. Here's the pitch. It's fouled away, and he stays alive. So a full count. Eli Wallace, the 6'4" right-hander, delivers, and it's fouled away by Burke and stays alive. A battle to start. Got some clarification from Jake Johnson. He did hit his pitch limit, and that's why he was pulled. He wanted to come out there and pitch and get that final out, get the complete game, but he hit his pitch limit, and so he gave Dane St. Clair the save, which I believe is his 4th save of the season. To look in a second as it's up and away on the 3-2 pitch. So Burke works a walk to begin. So a good start for Roseburg offensively here in the top of the first inning. Runner at first base, and now Dane St. Clair to the plate. For St. Clair, that was his 3rd save of the season. He told me 4th, so I just trusted him. But it was his 3rd. So now here is Dane at the plate. Left-handed hitter. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1. Officially written the Roseburg lineup into my scorebook. Off to a great start. Burke taken out from first base. The pitch is in for a strike. Throw down towards second. Burke can't avoid the tag this time as he's thrown out at second. A nice throw from Asher Olson as Burke is caught stealing. Tried to go with the swim move once again. Did so in game number 1. Had a really, really nice play to get to third base at that point. But instead now thrown out. So an out on the board. Nobody on. No balls and 2 strikes to St. Clair. Here's the pitch from Wallace. Swing and a miss. A strikeout to St. Clair. 2 away. So 2 outs, nobody on. And here's Cal Robbins. 3-hole hitter for Roseburg. First pitch. Checks his swing, and he did not go around. 1-0 to Cal. Had a sacrifice fly and a double in game number 1. The sophomore batting in the 3 spot once again for Roseburg. Pitch in. Down low. So 2 balls and no strikes to Robbins. Overall in game number 1. Had the sac fly, the double, and went 1 for 3. 2-0 pitch. Robbins takes inside. 3-0. So a big come from behind victory in game number 1. The mood around the dugout was pretty positive. They were happy that they won, of course, but the mindset was job's not finished. 3-0. A little bit low, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Robbins. Second walk issued by Eli Wallace. So walk, strikeout, walk, with a caught stealing in between. Now Jake Johnson, first baseman, will come up to the dish. Has the arm sleeve back on. Told him to take it off in game number 1. First pitch to him is down and away. 1-0. Talked to Coach Sestair about that. He said that the rule is that it has to be the same color as your jersey. So he had a black jersey on, he had an orange arm sleeve on. Grounds this one to the left side, fielding it as Leon, the shortstop, throw to first base in time to retire Johnson. So he did not have the correct color of arm sleeve, and that's why they made him remove it in the first game. Indians get 2 men aboard via the walk, but one's left stranded. No hits, no runs, and no errors. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 the score. You're on 541radio.com and the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Welcome back here to Sheldon High School. Knight Jarecki with you this afternoon. Tanner Wirtz is going to get the start for the Indians here in game number 2 of this doubleheader against the Sheldon Irish. Indians picking up the win in game number 1. And defensively, same lineup, just the only difference is Wirtz goes from first base to the mound. And Jake Johnson goes from starting in the circle, or in the mound, to first base. Amos Bowers, the catcher today. Tanner Wirtz on the bump. First pitch to Cam Thomas is in the zone for a strike. 0-1. So Thomas up to lead things off for Sheldon. No balls and a strike here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 the score. Indians got a couple of runners aboard in the top half of the first inning. Just could not score any runs. Breaking ball from Wirtz a little bit high and inside. 1-1. So A.J. Black in left field, Dane St. Clair in center, and Fletcher Coleman in right. Wirtz misses down and away, 2-1. Cal Robbins at third base, Paxton Burke the shortstop, Caden Austin at second, Jake Johnson at first, and Amos Bowers behind the plate. Pitch in for a strike at the knees from Wirtz. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cam Thomas, who's in right field here in game number 2, was the shortstop in game number 1, was hitless 0 for 2 with a walk. Wirtz just misses, not sure where. It looked like a really good pitch. Now count is full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Now back off the fence. Do it again. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Upcoming. So Roseburg, the win, puts him now to 15 wins on the season. Wirtz misses outside. So leadoff walk to start for Sheldon after the Indians had a leadoff walk in the top of the first inning. Brings up Jackson Detzler, the center fielder and 2-hole hitter for the second straight game. Indians an impressive 10-4 Southwest Conference League record. And if they win here in game number 2, they will clinch a spot in the 6A postseason. If they win, there's no way they finish worse than 3rd place in the Southwest Conference. Runner on the move, pitches outside, throw down towards second base. It's a beauty. Bowers throws him out. And just like the top half of the inning, after a leadoff walk, the runner is thrown out at second base. So 1 out and 0-1 count to Detzler. And nobody on here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 the score. Pitch from Wirtz is grounded towards the right side. Picking it up is Austin. The throw to first base a little high. Johnson keeps the toe on the bag for out number 2. So quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Special thanks to our sponsor, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. Here's Evan Calling. First pitch to Calling. Taken down and away in the dirt, 1-0. So Calling, the third baseman here in game number 2, was the starting pitcher in game number 1, picked up the loss. Through 4 1/3 innings. Allowed 10 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and a hit by pitch with 3 strikeouts. Takes a strike here. 1 ball and 1 strike. At the plate, though, for Calling, he had a single his first time up, scored a run in the first, and then struck out and grounded out too short. Takes another strike from Wirtz. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Wirtz, the freshman, comes set at the waist. 1-2 pitch. Jammed up, popped up towards the left side of the infield. Cal Robbins, the third baseman, makes the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, the Irish go in unique fashion. We're headed to the second, 0-0 the score. You're on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Top of the second inning, 0-0 the score. Special thanks to our sponsor, Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call 541-378-6694. 0-0 the score through the first inning. Indians coming back up to hit here in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Going to be batters 5, 6, and 7. Luke Robbins, Danner Wirtz, and A.J. Black to face off against Eli Wallace. Indians saw Wallace back on April 15th against the Irish in that 4-3 victory for Sheldon. He came in and pitched the final inning after Cam Thomas threw 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, and 3 earned runs with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Wallace came in and picked up the save with No hits, no runs, a walk, and no strikeouts against the Indians. And they allowed 2 walks to start, but no runs in the top of the first inning. Now inning number 2, here is Luke Robbins. First pitch. It's grounded up the middle and backhand by the second baseman Michaels. He knocked it down and then threw it to first base and just beat Robbins for out number 1. Really close play, but Michaels hangs on and avoids the air. So 1 out, nobody on, and now Danner works the pitcher. The freshman in game number 1 had an RBI, 2 hits. Now Wallace goes back to work. First pitch to Wirtz. Taken outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Wirtz getting the start today on the mound after throwing against West Salem on Wednesday. Him and Riley Cheney, I'm sure the 2 arms expected in game number 2 for Roseburg. Breaking ball in zone for a strike, 1-1. Indians will have a game against South Eugene on Tuesday. And then a doubleheader next Saturday against Grants Pass. 1-1 pitch. Wirtz just gets a piece of it and grounds it foul. 1-2. Yesterday, there was another doubleheader in the Southwest Conference. Today, there's just one other doubleheader. It is South Eugene at North Medford. North Medford, the second-place team. So, the good news is with Roseburg winning in game number 1, no matter what happens, the Indians will at least end today tied for first place. If North Medford sweeps and Roseburg splits with Sheldon, then they would be tied for first place, but the Indians would have the tiebreaker. Pitch low, now 2 balls and 2 strikes, so the Indians would still be in first place. So that is the good news. But yesterday it was Grants Pass and South Medford having a doubleheader, and they split their doubleheader. Grants Pass won in game number 1, and South Medford won in game number 2. Wirtz chops it to the left side. Picking it up is the third baseman Calling. The throw to first base in time to retire Wirtz for out number 2. 2 outs, nobody on, and it brings up A.J. Black. 0-0 the score, top of the second inning. So Grants Pass won 9-6 in game number 1 of the doubleheader. South Medford, they won 11-3 in game number 2. Willamette was also in action yesterday. It was a 6-5 win for the Wolverines. That was in 8 innings against West Salem. Tell you what, West Salem, despite their overall losing record on the season, a very competitive team that did not go down without a fight on Wednesday. Swing and a miss by A.J. Black on the first pitch to him, 0-1. They trailed 7-2 entering the bottom of the 7th inning, scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th, had the tying run in scoring position with nobody out, but they could not get him across, and the Indians hung on 1 by 1. Black fouls this one away. Now no balls and 2 strikes. Dane St. Clair actually picked up the save in that one, and then he just picked up back-to-back saves in back-to-back games with the 1 out he got in the bottom of the 7th inning in game number 1 of the doubleheader after Johnson finished his day with 10 strikeouts and was pulled after 6 2/3 innings. No balls and 2 strikes. Wallace takes a breath, now lines. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He picks up his second strikeout, and the Indians go down in order, 1, 2, and 3. We're through 1.5. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 the score. You're on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right.
Bottom of the second inning, it is 0-0 the score. Danner Wirtz back on the bump. Sheldon coming up to hit. Game number 2 of the doubleheader. Special thanks to our sponsor, DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Asher Olson to the dish. First pitch to the catcher is called a strike. 0-1. Wirtz in inning number 1. He allowed a walk to the leadoff hitter. He was thrown out at second. Cam Thomas was trying to steal second, and then Wirtz got a ground out and pop-up to end the inning. Pitch down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from the right-hander that threw on Wednesday against West Salem. 1-1 is lifted out of play. 1-2. Wednesday wasn't necessarily box had shorted out just a little bit, and so we had the technical difficulties for the first time. Actually, the box, it went all red and flashing. Not sure what that means, but it's been a struggle so far this season on the road, at least here in Southwest Conference play. Fouled back, and now Cam Thomas up for the second time. The right-handed hitter takes a strike. 0-2. So Wyatt Michaels flew out for the first out. 0-0 the score, bottom of the third inning. The pitch is lifted in the air out towards second base. Snagging the line drive is Caden Austin for out number 2. Quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Again, the score is 0-0, each team with 1 hit. Rather, the Irish with 2 hits, Roseburg with 1 hit. Still a scoreless game, and now here's Jackson Detzler, the left-handed hitter. First pitch. Detzler takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Detzler, he grounded out to second base his first time up. Game number 1 was hitless with 2 strikeouts, although he did reach on an error and score a run. Takes outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Lovely day, 68 degrees and sunny here in Eugene. Pitch goes in for a strike, upper outer corner. 2-1 to the left-handed hitter. Right on the black, a nice pitch from the freshman, Danner Wirtz. Here's the pitch. It's low and away. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Detzler. Evan Colling is on deck. Here's the 3-1. Catches the zone. Same spot on the upper portion of the zone. And Wirtz gets the favorable call. So a full count with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the payoff pitch. It's fouled away. Detzler stays alive. And the Indians in game number 1. Won it 4-3. Now looking for the sweep and the season series win against Sheldon. 2-2 is grounded to the left side. Burke collects at short, sidearms it to first base. And that'll do it. So a 1-2-3 inning. And we'll now head to the 4th inning. 0-0 the score as we're headed to the fourth inning here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Top of the fourth inning, it is 0-0 the score. Roseburg with one hit, Sheldon with two. Off and rolling for game number two. It's gone pretty smooth so far, other than the Wi-Fi, in the first three innings for each team. Eli Wallace back on the bump. It's going to be Cal Robbins, Jake Johnson, and Luke Robbins. Batters 3, 4, and 5 due up for Roseburg. So the meat of the order due up for the Indians. Pretty good game number two so far. So here's Cal. He walked his first time up, and now the slugging sophomore gets a second look. First pitch swinging, and he drills it to left field for a base hit right under the mitt of Evan Calling, the third baseman. Lunged towards his left, and it landed about a foot or two to the left of him, but it was just rocketed off the bat of Robbins for a leadoff single. So the Indians get their second hit of the game. First one came last inning to Caden Austin, and now Robbins is at first base. So Robbins at first, and now here's Jake Johnson. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. First pitch to Jake is lifted in the air out towards right field, dropping quickly, and it drops down on one hop in front of Cam Thomas, the right fielder. Robbins ends up at second base. Back-to-back singles to start this fourth inning for Roseburg, as now Luke Robbins will come up to the plate. So we'll see what Luke does here. Coach Thompson giving him some directions at third base. And now Asher Olson going to go talk things over with Eli Wallace as the two of them try to get on the same page. Special thanks to our sponsor, Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader, Flyaway Travel, and make sure that you have an agent in your corner. You can call 541-672-5701. So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. First pitch to Robbins. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and it misses high. 1-0. Corner of the infield coming in. Although Calling at third base is playing closer to the bag. The force out at third, depending on the bunt from Robbins. There may be a play at third base. 1-0, bunt shown. It's low in the dirt. 2-0. Parker Edwards, the first baseman, standing well in the grass. About 3 to 4 feet in from the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Wallace ready at the waist. Delivers a 2-0 for a strike. Catches the low inside corner. Robbins did not show bunt this time. And now 2-1. We'll see if the right-hand hitter elects to bunt here. Two 2-1, Robbins shows bunt, bunts it right back towards Wallace. He fields and he'll just go to first base. Their covering was the second baseman, Wyatt Michaels. So Luke Robbins does his job. It's a sacrifice bunt. And now Cal Robbins at third, Jake Johnson at second. And Tanner Wirtz, an opportunity to give himself the lead. We saw Eli Wallace have that opportunity, and he ended up grounding out right back to Wirtz. That was in the second inning. And now these two meet in the fourth for another pitcher versus pitcher battle. Wallace on the mound, Wirtz at the plate. First pitch. It's lifted in the air out towards right center field. Heading towards the alleyway and out in right field, it's Cam Thomas making the catch. Tagging at third and coming in to score is Robbins. Advancing to third base is Johnson. And the Indians are on the board first. It's 1-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. Tanner Wirtz gives himself the lead. Sack bunt, sack fly. Indians leading 1-0. And now runner at third base, 2 outs. And A.J. Black. Black struck out his first time up. First pitch. Takes it high, 1-0. So the Indians strike first here in game number 2 of the doubleheader, leading 1-0 after winning game number 1, 4-3. Trying to sweep against Sheldon. Black cuts right through it. 1-1. AJ went 1 for 4 in game number 1. 1-1, down low, 2-1, but a chance for an RBI here. Just 5 RBIs on the season entering today. Came in with a 200 batting average. 2-1 pitch, up and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wallace glaring into Olsen. 3-1 pitch to Black. Swung right through, and the count's gone full. Been a good pitching matchup so far. Through the first 3 innings, each team was scoreless. The Indians striking first here with back-to-back singles to lead things off, and then the sack bunt and sack fly. Payoff pitch. Black pops it up and out of play. So we'll do the payoff pitch one more time. Three balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Inside, and it hit him. He had to earn it. It was going to be a walk regardless with the pitch inside, but it's a hit by pitch statistically, and now runners on the corners for Fletcher Coleman. Coleman struck out his first time up. Wind blowing in from right field towards home plate. Not a big breeze, but a slight one. First pitch to Coleman. Popped a mile in the sky out towards left field. Waiting for it is Calling. Finally squeezes the mitt and makes the catch for the final out. But not before the Indians can score 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded. No errors defensively for the Irish. We're now headed to the bottom of the 4th inning, halfway through this game. It is 1-0, Roseburg with the lead. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence Showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 the score. It's Roseburg with the lead. Special thanks to our sponsor, Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. First pitch here in the bottom of the fourth inning, misses down and inside from Danner Wirtz, who goes back to work here in the bottom of the fourth inning with his team leading 1-0 thanks to his own sacrifice fly. 1-0 pitch from Wirtz is taken low and away. Now 2 balls and no strikes from the right-hander as he delivers to Evan Calling, who's 0 for 1 with a pop-up to shortstop. Asher Olson on deck, Parker Edwards in the hole. Batters 3, 4, and 5, just like Roseburg, the meat of the order. Pitch is crushed in the air out towards right field, but it's staying in the yard. Wind blowing it back, and out in right field, Fletcher Coleman makes the catch for out number 1. Well struck, but died down and stayed in the yard for Fletcher Coleman, the right fielder. Now Asher Olson comes to the plate. Danner Wirtz, his 4th inning of work. Really good outing today compared to the one on Wednesday. Feels a lot more settled in, and maybe it's the difference. You go from being a reliever to now being a starter, have more time to lock in and focus on throwing balls and strikes as he comes in with a strike 0-1. The difference, though, he did play first base in game number 1. So already he was out in the field and now moves from the field to the mound. 0-1, popped in the air out towards left field. Going back is now the shortstop Burke. He backs up and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs, 1-0 the score. Roseburg with the lead in the bottom of the 4th inning, and now Parker Edwards to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Wirtz first pitch. Taken low. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit on one hop to short, backhand by Burke. Long throw to first place. What a play! Baxton Burke flashing the leather. 1, 2, 3. The Irish go. Heck of a play by the junior. Danner Wirtz, another 1, 2, 3 inning. We're through 4 and headed to the 5th inning. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 the score. Roseburg with the lead. Special thanks to our sponsor, Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. So the Indians back to the plate here in the top of the 5th inning, leading by 1 run. It's 1-0 here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Indians winning game number 1, 4-3, and looking for the series win and the sweep here today on this Saturday. 9-1-2 due up. Caden Austin to the plate, followed by Paxton Burke and Dane St. Clair. Here's Austin. He's 1 for 1 with an infield single. First pitch. Wastes no time and lines it right to first base on one hop. A nice backhanded play by Edwards, the first baseman, who taps on the bag for out number 1. He was trying to shoot it opposite field, but a nice backhanded quick play at first base for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on, 1-0 the score here in the top of the 5th, and here's Paxton Burke. A walk and a fly out so far for the switch hitter, batting as a lefty once again. First pitch, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Eli Wallace, a pretty good outing so far for the junior. As he winds and delivers, Burke golfs one out towards right field. It hangs up in the air for Cam Thomas. And when I say golfed, I mean he literally drove it under his knees and propelled it out towards right field. Just like that, quickly, 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Dane St. Clair. Strikeout and a ground out so far. Looking for his first hit here in game number 2. First pitch, St. Clair swings and misses. 0-1. Now St. Clair, he's wearing the black shooter sleeve. And we were talking about it with Jake Johnson earlier. He had the orange shooter sleeve, and so that caused a stoppage in the 4th inning last game. The 0-1 comes in for a strike, 0-2, and Sheldon didn't say anything until the 4th inning. I think they were trying to throw him off, mess with his rhythm. It didn't work. He got better as the game went along. The 0-1. High chopper towards the right side. Edwards waiting for it. He finally fields, flips it to Wallace, and he beats St. Clair to the bag for out number 3. Well, it's a quick inning. 3 up, 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score is 0-0. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com, and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 the score. It is Roseburg with the lead. Danner Wirtz back on the bump, and now Jose Leon, Chase Calling, and Eli Wallace due up. First pitch swinging for Leon as he deposits it into center field for a base hit. He's 2 for 2 here in game number 2. A good bounce back game number 2 after striking out 3 times in game number 1. He has his 2nd hit of the game, 3rd hit overall for the Irish. That the first hit since the 2nd inning. Chase Collin, who's coming up here, also had a hit. It was back-to-back singles with 2 outs for the Irish then. And now a runner at first base, nobody out. Special thanks to our sponsor, Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Bunt shown. Bunt is up the first base side. Wirtz fields and throws to first base. Now throw goes to second base. The tag at second. He's out! What a play! Leon tried to round and head his way to third base. Johnson, a heads-up play at first, records the out at first, and then throws it to second, and it's a double play. So 1-3-6 DP has now 2 outs and nobody on in this 1-0 game in the bottom of the fifth, and now Eli Wallace with a 1-0 count. Wallace goes through it. 1-1 on a check swing. Wallace 0 for 1 with a ground out back to Wirtz. The pitch lifted in the air out towards right center field. St. Clair in the alleyway makes the catch. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. Great defense for the Indians. We're headed now to the 6th inning. 1-0, Roseburg with the lead here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Welcome back here to Tom Bowen Field. Nate Jarecki, happy to be with you this afternoon. Special thanks to our sponsor, Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered. When it comes to septic tank plumbing and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning, Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. So 1-0 the score. Roseburg with the lead. Indians coming back up to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. Game number 2 of the doubleheader. Indians up 1-0 and also up 1-0 on the day as well. Batters 3, 4, 5 mid of the order due up against Eli Wallace. Still out there with the right-hander. Winds and delivers. First pitch down and away to Cal Robbins. 1-0. So Robbins, Jake Johnson, and Luke Robbins due up. This was the portion of the order that scored a run, back in the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch. Down and away, now 2 balls and no strikes. It was Cal leading things off with a single. Jake singled as well. Both of them advanced to second base with a sacrifice bunt by Luke Robbins and then a sac fly by Danner Wirtz. Brought in the game's only run so far. Pitch is low. 3-0, and now actually looking up at the board, they have it 0-0 on the board here. I'm pretty sure it's 1-0 unless I missed something, but the sacrifice fly definitely happened. Three balls, no strikes, and it's down and away. A leadoff walk on 4 pitches to Robbins. That's a little bit interesting. I didn't notice that they did not put the run on the board. I don't understand why that run wouldn't have counted. So runner at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Johnson takes low. 1 ball and no strikes to Jake. 1 for 2, single and a ground out in game number 2. Pitch to Johnson, fastball, catches the zone at the letters on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. And now they have put a run on the board. So it is 1-0. Except it's just inaccurately placed in the 6th. Johnson grounds a ball to the third base side. Foul. 1-2. So at least it's fixed on the board now. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. A warm day that's supposed to get up to 69 degrees here in Eugene. 1-2 pitch. Johnson early on it. Fouls it away, and it got stuck in the fence at the Bobby Dorr hitting facility. We got the ball fouled into the fence a couple of times at West Salem, and it was stuck in the fence twice there. Thought that was fun. There was a moment where we had the camera right along the fence, and you saw Luke Robbins jump up and get the ball. Another one grounded foul to the third base side. It was really funny on the video stream. You could see him run up, jump, and grab it. Knocked our camera off a little bit. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Johnson's run up. That's just the 4th strikeout for Wallace, his first since the 3rd inning. And 1 out on the board with a runner at first base here in the top of the 6th inning. So the Indians looking to add on to their lead. Here's Luke Robbins, who, as mentioned, had a sacrifice bunt. Grounded out to second before that, swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. 0-1. Second pitch is up high. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Robbins. It was the player in the dugout that said job's not finished. They came here to get 2 wins. They picked up a win in game number 1. And now they're trying to finish the job. 1-1, down low. 2 balls and a strike. Top of the 6th inning, 1-0, Roseburg with the lead. Pretty good crowd this afternoon at Sheldon High School. Throw back towards first base, diving back there safely is Robbins. So 2 balls and a strike, throw back towards first, diving back there safely is Robbins once again. Cal this season with 2 stolen bases. His brother's Luke at the plate. Luke swings and misses. Ball gets past the catcher Olsen, and Robbins takes second base. So he passed ball, puts a runner in scoring position for Roseburg. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, but a runner at second. And now Luke has an opportunity to bring his brother home. Two balls and 2 strikes. The pitch fouled off of himself. Robbins stays alive. Tanner Wirtz awaiting on deck. Pitcher who's been really good here in game number 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Robbins chases the pitch down and away. A strikeout by Wallace. 2 outs. So after the leadoff walk, back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs. 5 strikeouts this afternoon. And now Tanner Wirtz coming up to the plate. Wirtz already has an RBI, had the sacrifice fly back in the 4th inning. And a chance to double the lead to 2 and help himself out. Robbins at second. First pitch. Wirtz takes a strike, breaking ball that broke in and catches the zone on the inside part of the zone. 0-1. Had a ground out to third before the sacrifice fly back in the 4th inning. Oh, pitch. Bounces in. Good job by Olsen behind the plate. Keep his body in front of it. Keeps Robbins at second base. So 1-1. Two outs in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 pitch. Wirtz swings right through it. 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. A little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and the runner at second. Wertz trying to help himself out. The freshman rattles the bat and now calls time. Takes a practice swing and now gets back in the box. Asher Olson, the catcher, gives a pitch. Wallace gets the grip and lets her rip. Pitch is a little bit low. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Wertz. The Indians threatening here to score another run. Payoff pitch. Wertz foul tips it into the mitt of Olson, but it pops free. So he'll see another pitch. I think it maybe hit him on the chest protector too. I thought it went off the mitt. Coach Vogel went out there to talk to his catcher, but Olson seems to be okay. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff pitch, down and away. So a walk to Wertz. Puts 2 on with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, and it brings up A.J. Black, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. Riley Cheney going to go be the replacement runner for Wertz. Long top of the 6th inning. So 2 on and 2 out for Black. First pitch. Black takes down and away, 1-0 from Wallace. In this inning, it's been a walk, a strikeout, and another walk. Wallace just trying to complete this top of the 6th inning and keep it a 1-run game for the bottom of the 6th. Throw back towards second base. Robbins dives back there safely. Still awaiting the 1-0 is Black. Strikeout before the hit by pitch. At 2 strikeouts and a single in game number 1. Pitch to Black. Swing and a miss. Robbins trying to take third base. He dives to third and he's out. And that'll end the inning. So Robbins a little bit aggressive on the base paths as he's thrown out at third. And that'll do it for the Indians after 2 walks. 1 is left stranded. No hits, no runs, and no errors. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0, Roseburg with the lead. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Special thanks to our sponsor. Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC, as well as Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. So it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Roseburg leading 1-0. Danner Wirtz, first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th, comes in for a strike. 0-1. Wyatt Michaels, Cam Thomas due up. Michaels grounds the ball through the 3-4 hole into right field, and so a hit to the Irish. That their 4th of the game, and the tying run is now on base. We'll see what Cam Thomas does here with the runner at first base. Last inning, it was a bunt by Jose Leon. Leon then was advanced to second base with a sacrifice bunt, but then it was a throw from first base to second by Jake Johnson to retire Leon at second base on the tag, and we'll see if we get another sacrifice bunt here. Corner of the infield comes in. The runner at first. Wirtz delivers a pitch. Thomas bunts it. Really good bunt up the third base side. Robbins Fields throws on the run into first base in time. So he retires Thomas on the sack bunt. Really nice play by Cal, but Wyatt Michaels advanced to second base. So 1 out, a runner at second. And now Jackson Detzler will come to the dish. A chance to tie the game at 1. Getting quite warm out here in Eugene. The Indians today wearing black jerseys. I'm sure they're baking a little bit. First pitch, it's popped in the air by Detzler out towards left field. A.J. Black comes in and squeezes the mitt for out number 2. So 1 pitch and now 2 outs, and now Evan Calling will come up to the plate. Runner at second. It's a tying runner. And a 1-0 game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Roseburg scoring 1 run in the 4th inning on a sacrifice fly. First pitch to Calling. Takes a strike. Nice pitch from Wirtz. It looked like a changeup on the outside part of the plate. Calling took it. He's 0 for 2 today. A pop up to short and a fly out to right field. The 0-1. Similar spot, but it pops free of the mitt of Bowers and evens up the count 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch from Wirtz. Grounded up the middle, off the mid of Wirtz. Backhanded at second by, looked like Austin, but I think Burke ended up with it. Threw it to first base, and the throw was just a bit late. But either way, it was a nice play up the middle as it prevents a run from coming in to score from second base in Michaels. So Calling gets to first base safely with an infield hit. So now runners on the corners, 2 outs. And Asher Olson will come to the plate, and now Steve Patterson's going to come out and talk strategy. So Patterson out to talk strategy as the Indians lead 1-0. So Calling ends up at first base. We'll see what they do here. The delayed steal is certainly a possibility. We saw Roseburg do that against South Medford. I think that's what they're talking about right now. And what that would be Calling advancing to second, trying to steal and get a throw towards second, and then they have the runner in Michaels at third base try to race home. First pitch, breaking ball, grounded to the left side. Burke charges in, Fields bobbles it, and it's going to be an error that'll allow a run to score. Throw goes to third base, tag at third is in time. So almost a run-saving play, but instead Michaels comes in and scores on the air by Burke. Olson safe at first base on the E6 play, and Calling is out at third base. So after all of that, It is 1-1 after 6 innings on the unearned run. Tough break for the Indians, as that's the second error of the game defensively for Roseburg. And we'll head to the 7th inning. The score 1-1. Indians offense going to be coming up to hit here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, the Indians led 1-0, but an error by Paxton Burke puts a run on the board as he bobbled it as he was charging in to field the ball and throw to first base, all in one motion to retire Asher Olson. He bobbled it too much, and it ended up being an error to allow a run to come in. So 1-1 the scores begin the top of the 7th inning. A.J. Black leading things off. Eli Wallace back on the mound. First pitch from Wallace is up and inside. 1-0 to Black. So Black was at the plate last inning, but Cal Robbins was caught stealing towards third. So Black comes back up to hit here with a fresh count. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch to A.J. Swings right through it. 1-1. So a tough break for Roseburg. And now a brand new ball game here in the 7th. We'll see if we maybe get extra innings today. Indians would love to score a run at least here in the 7th and then win it in the bottom of the 7th, and now A.J. Black is hit by a pitch. Oh. I guess not. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I thought it clipped him. Yeah, it hit him on the arm. Coach Thompson's coming out. I'm pretty sure it was a hit by pitch, but they're saying that it was foul. He shows him a mark on his arm. So they're going to call it a strike, a foul off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, A.J. Black. Thought he was aboard. Hit by pitch. Instead, we get a 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Almost hit him this time, but it's inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 from Wallace. Black fouls it off and stays alive. So A.J. Black, Fletcher Coleman, Caden Austin due up. Batters 7, 8, and 9 in this inning. 2-2 pitch from Wallace. Grounder to the right side. At second base on a knee is Michaels, who fields and throws to first base to retire Black for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on, and it brings up Fletcher Coleman. Strikeout swinging and a fly out to left field. His first 2 plate appearances here in game number 2, had a double in game number 1. Special thanks to the Roseburg Country Club, one of our sponsors this season. First pitch to Coleman. Up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. So looking to get things going for Roseburg. Roseburg just 3 hits 2 of them in the 4th and 1 of them in the 3rd here in game number 2. Had a lot of hits in game 1. Coleman takes low, 2-0. In fact, in game number 1, the Indians had a total of 12 hits. So a staunch difference here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. 2 balls and no strikes to number 2. The pitch, high. 3-0. Roseburg dugout making some noise. Trying to encourage Fletcher Coleman. We'll see if he gets the green light here in the 3-0. The pitch. Fastball taken for a strike. 3-1. So 3-1 count for Coleman. Wallace winds and delivers. Coleman pops the ball out towards left field. Left field, Chase Colling makes the catch for out number 2. It's 2 up, 2 down to start for the Indians here in the top of the 7th. And now Caden Austin will come up to the plate. Austin a single in the 3rd. Ground out in the 5th. Wallace nods his head. First pitch to Austin. Taken down and away. 1-0. So a single for Austin, his first time up. Got a good swing on his second at bat, but it was just a hard ground out to first, and now he's hit by a pitch. Clips him on the ribs. So a hit by pitch puts the go-ahead run at first base for Roseburg with 2 outs, and now Paxton Burke will come to the plate. Coach Vogel coming out. We'll see if this is it for Eli Wallace. Gets a few high fives. Think it's going to be a pitching change. And it will be a pitching change. So a new pitcher is going to be coming into the game for the Irish. Well, you know who the new pitcher is in just a second. Looks like it's going to be Parker Edwards coming into the game to pitch. So Edwards is going to come in from first base to the mound, and I believe Colling is going to go from third base to first base. Wallace to the outfield, and then Thomas into the infield. So a lot of substitutions happening. 2 outs, one on at first base. And we'll get you caught up on the other half of this break here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Welcome back here to Tom Bowen Field at Jarecki. Happy to be with you this afternoon. So Cam Thomas is going to go from right field to shortstop. From shortstop to third base, Jose Leon. From third base to first base is Evan Colling as the first pitch is high. Throw down towards second base. It finds its way into the outfield as Caden Austin steals second. It's now a runner in scoring position for Roseburg with 2 outs. And a 1-0 count now for Paxton Burke. A chance to give the Indians the lead here on the top of the 7th inning. With 2 outs and a 1-0 count. So Leon now at third base. Evan Colling at first base. And going from first base to the mound, here is Parker Edwards. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch to Burke. It's a fastball called to strike. 1-1. The first time this season the Indians are seeing Edwards on the mound. Did not play in the first game down in Roseburg. 1-1, gets behind the catcher. It was down and inside, and Austin is now at third base. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away from scoring. 2 balls and 1 strike to Burke. Asher Olsen now going to have to be a brick wall for the Irish. 1-1 score. Top of the 7th inning. The Indians trying to take the lead back after Sheldon tied it in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 pitch to Burke. Fastball taken for a strike inside part of the plate. 2-2. Burke hitless with a walk here in game number 2. His third at bat. 2-2. Takes a fastball high. And it's a full count. Walked his first time up. Flyouts in his last 2 ABs. Had 2 RBIs and 2 hits in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Payoff pitch. Up and away. It's a walk. 2-1. With 2 outs. And we'll see here once again if Roseburg elects to do the delayed steal. So Dane St. Clair will come up to the plate. Got to think that Burke's going to be on the move from first base. He's leading off with a significant lead at first. Calling holding on there. First pitch to St. Clair. Fouls it back. 0-1. So no balls and a strike. Pitch to St. Clair. Breaking ball, and he swings right over it. 0-2. St. Clair today in game number 2. 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out twice. Had 2 hits in game number 1. With the go-ahead run at third base. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. And now Burke going to try to get into a rundown, and they're going to let him take second base. So now 2 in scoring position with an 0-2 count and 2 outs. Pitch to St. Clair. Called strike 3. He couldn't believe it. He thought it was high, but he's rung up a big strikeout for Parker Edwards. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th, tied 1-1. Sheldon a chance to walk it off. Indians trying to force extra innings. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 1-1 the score. It's been a great game number 2, and now the Indians hope to hang on and force extra innings and try to win it in 8. Danner Wirtz on the mound. First pitch from the freshman is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Now the pitcher, Parker Edwards. Edwards, Jose Leon, and Chase Calling due up. 5, 6, and 7. 1-0 pitch from Wirtz, up and inside, 2-0. Irish scored 1 run on 2 hits and an error last inning. As the error with 2 outs to tie the game. 2-0 pitch from Wirtz, inside, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. In for a strike, 3-1. So the Indians hoping to play another inning, try to win, and then clinch a playoff spot. 3-1 pitch is high, and the winning run is at first base in Parker Edwards. You got to think Leon, with his speed and bunting ability, is probably going to attempt to bunt here. He had a bunt single back in the 5th inning before being thrown out at second. So Leon coming up to hit. Robbins inches in from third base. Leon shows bunt throw back towards first base. Diving play back towards the bag by Johnson. Back there safely is Parker Edwards. It was a pitch out play. They're hoping to get the runner at first base, the lead runner. Pitch from Wirtz. It's bunted up the first base line, and it goes foul. 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 7th of a 1-1 game. Special thanks to our sponsor, Quality Fence, doing it right for you. Call 541-664-2281 or visit qualityfenceco.com. One ball and 1 strike. Wirtz looks back towards first base. Now comes to the plate. Leon, a high bunt up the first base side. Wirtz fields, throws to first base, and the ball is knocked away by Leon. Johnson picks it up without a mitt, throws it to third base, and the tag at third is late. So the runner is now at third base. Leon ends up at first base. It was a play where Wirtz threw it towards first base, and not sure if that goes down as a error. It might, as it was Leon who knocked the ball out of the mitt of Johnson. The runner does have the right of way up the base path. Coach Thompson, I think, talking with the home plate umpire about that decision right now. So now runners on the corners, nobody out. And the winning run is 90 feet away from scoring for Sheldon. It's game number 2 of the doubleheader. 1-1 the score. First pitch is hit in the air out towards right center field. Chase Calling has won this game for the Irish. Sheldon walks it off. 2-1 the final in game number 2. As the Indians will split the doubleheader today and leave a little bit sour after a strong start to the afternoon. It's the Irish picking up the 2-1 victory. So it's the 6th hit of the game for the Irish, bringing in the run. Indians just 3 hits in game number 2, 2-1 the final. We'll take our final 2-minute timeout. When we return, we'll break down this game number 2 and get you caught up at the week ahead here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Well, the Indians had an opportunity today to clinch their spot in the postseason. Unfortunately, with the loss to Sheldon here in game number 2, they'll have to wait a little bit longer. Indians lose game number 2 of the doubleheader 2-1 in game number 2 after winning game number 1 4-3. A bunch of really good games today. I guess I should say a pair of really good games today. Nonetheless, really good baseball nonetheless. 2-1 the final in game number 2. Roseburg scored 1 run in the 4th inning. It was back-to-back singles, a sacrifice bunt, and a sac fly to score the 1 run. Looked like they were going to hold on to that lead through the 6th inning, but a 2-out error extended the inning and allowed a run to come in to score for Sheldon. Then after a walk and error, they put a runner on first and third, and the runner from third came in to score on the base hit by Chase Calling to end the game. Roseburg now is going to be 15-7 on the season, 10-5 in Southwest Conference play. Sheldon, 11-10 now on the season, 9-7 in Southwest Conference play. Indians, though, do have South Eugene coming up on Tuesday, and then they got a doubleheader next Saturday against Grants Pass. The doubleheader going to be at 12 and 4 p.m. Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Good news, though, for Roseburg is they're finally coming home. It's been a lot of road games the second half of the season, and they finished the season with 3 straight home games, and then they actually get a week off before the postseason. Last week of the season, they are off, and so they'll get some much-needed rest before the postseason. Tanner Wirtz in game number 2 picks up the loss. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them was earned with 2 walks and no strikeouts. Eli Wallace, he pitched 6 2/3, allowed 3 hits, a run, with 3 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and 5 strikeouts. Parker Edwards came into the game, walked a batter and struck out a batter and got the final out. He actually is the one that is credited with the win. So no hits, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout for Parker Edwards. Roseburg, they will be off, they will be versus South Eugene on Tuesday, as mentioned, and then home against Grants Pass on Saturday. Sheldon, they will be off on Tuesday and then host South Eugene next Saturday for a doubleheader. So the Irish now 9-7 in Southwest Conference play. Roseburg now 10-5. Sheldon wins the season series against Roseburg. The Indians still, though, in first place in the Southwest Conference, and they will remain in first place no matter what the result is today down in North Medford as they have their doubleheader against South Eugene, with the Indians holding the tiebreaker over the Black Tornado. 2-1 the final. That's going to do it for us here today at Sheldon High School at Tom Bowen Field. Special thanks to everybody that made this broadcast possible, to Sheldon High School for setting us up here today, to our producer back in studio, Dale Cranford. I'm Nate Jarecki saying so long from Tom Bowen Field. We'll see you on Tuesday for more Roseburg baseball. Pregame show starting at 4:15 p.m. on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.